Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. Here in this video, I'm going to talk about all the operations we can perform in Excel from data tab. So whatever the different options do we have to transform the data from data tab. Suppose if you want to sort the data, right? If you want to sort the data based on customer name, so you can select that column and you can go to this sort and filter. Here you will see something called something like sort A to Z. So you have to click, then expand the selection. Yes, so it will arrange entire rows. Okay, and it is able to sort the data in ascending order. Similarly, you can sort in descending order, Z to A. Yes. So since we performed this sorting operation on text column, okay, that's why it sorts the data in alphabetical order. But if you want to sort the data numerically, yes, the same option will work. There is no separate numerical sort for this. So if you say A to Z, it will data in lowest to highest order. Or if you say higher to A, so it will data in descending order. So this is how sort operation is going to work. Then we have a sort operation here. Okay. So if you click on this, so here by using this option, you are able to sort the data based on multiple columns. So first we sorted sales. I mean, this is what showing a current latest sorted operation. Okay. If I would like to add the sales to be sorted after sales, it should be sorted uh, based on customer name A to Z. So definitely you will see some kind of changes. If the value same, then we will see the difference, but there will not be a same value. Maybe so we will see different customer name. So this is how we can sort. Okay. Or if you want to change customer name instead of customer name, I will select segment. And I can able to sort this option. If you want to apply the filter, click anywhere on your table and on your data and select filter and select the filter. Once you apply any used anywhere filter, okay, in your data, you can clear the filter from this clear option. Similarly, if you want to split the data, let's say you have a customer name, and if you want to split this customer name into two columns, right, you have to separate the name, first name and last name. So here we can say that first name and last name is separated by comma. Sorry, not to comma, it's separated by space. So we can consider that space as a delimiter. And what you need to do, you need to select the entire column, then go to text to column, click on text to column, then delimited option will be selected. Okay, on next you have to select space. The moment you select space, in the preview you will see that it is getting splitted like this. I mean, it is getting splitted in two columns. So what I will do, I will say next and I will say finish. Definitely I will say next because I don't want that. So here one of my column was I lost, but if you don't want to lose your columns, definitely what you can do, you can add blank columns before performing these kinds of operations. So text to column is used basically to split your column data into number of columns. Okay. Suppose I have these many list of data. I have these many list of data. And in this data, we can see that home office is only once, but consumer and corporate is repeated. I mean, it has a duplicate value. Consumer and corporate are duplicated. And if you want to remove the duplicate, here is a option. So what you can do, you can say remove. Okay, and it will remove all the duplicates from that list. Okay. The next option we have is data validation. Data validation is again a very important point. Okay, suppose if you want to enter the segment somewhere, segment in any of the column, then you need to enter, or if you want data to be clean, then what you can do, you can use this data validation tool. How to use that? So suppose someone is going to enter the data in this sales, I mean segments, and as the data is coming from maybe different users. Okay, someone will say A, B, and then someone will say consumer, right? So like this, so anyone can, or even there should not be any spelling mistake, any unwanted spaces, or it should not be blank. So these kinds of data should be there. Then you can use a data validation. So select the entire range where you have to apply for, I mean, select the range of cells where you have to apply the validation. Go to this data validation, click OK. So here by clicking allow any is by default, but apart from this, so you have an option to select the type of data which is to be entered in these cells. So I will say list. Okay, and the moment I say list, by default this data option will be grayed out because we are going to take the data from list, and I will select this list where my values are there. And if I say yes, what it will do, it will add the validation. So apart from these three options, nothing will be entered in these cells. It will not accept. Like if I try to enter A, it will give me the warning that this is our validation. So if I enter consumer, okay, definitely it will take. Even in the side you can see down arrow, you can go and you can select that option. So this kind of validation we can put. We can apply the validation for not only the list, we can apply for a whole number, decimal number, date, time, okay, length of text, how many length it should be entered. So like this we have options, right? So this is what the use of data validation, to make sure you have a clean and proper data. then then we have a another option called summarize. Okay, I mean the option is itself is consolidate. Suppose if you want to bring the data from various sources, if you want to bring the data from so various sources, so what I need to do, I need to select any cell where you want to data, and what you can do, you can select this option. It will ask you for the reference. What you can do, you can go here, you can select order ID, first 10 order IDs. Okay, I will say add. Then what I will do, I will select order date and all for order date and delivery date for 10 rows. After that, I want this sum of sales for 10 rows. Then sum of sales, sum of quantity, I can take at the same time. Okay, and I will add that also. And I will say, okay, label should be used as a top row, and I will say yes. Okay, so what it has done, okay, this is what I don't want. Okay, on left, so label I used but not necessarily. So what it does, it bring me the data from this source as a consolidated. So like this, if you have a data in another worksheet, yes, you can bring that data also here in as a table of, I mean as a single table, right? So this is possible. Let me say student ID. I will just demonstrate. Okay, 1 2 and 1 2 3 4 5 9 10. Okay, what I need to do, I need to bring that also here. So what I will do, I will go and I will select that summarization option. So here ranges are already selected. I will select, I will go and I will select the new range. Okay, this new range is selected. I will say add and I will click on okay. Okay, here it is already selected. That's why it is not working. Let me do the same operation once again. And let's say yes. So now you can see that student ID is also bringed from another table, right? So from different table, you can consolidate the data in as a single table, as a single query. That is what the feature here we can see that is called consolidate. And so this is how we can use that option to bring the data from various sources into a single table. Then not necessary what if analysis for sheets you can try. Then there is something called group and ungroup. Suppose if you want to group the 10 rows, means you don't have to delete, okay, you have to group this data. So I will say group. The moment I click this as a group, okay, so you can hide and collapse and expand those number of rows on by clicking on this plus and minus item. Okay, similarly, you can do this for columns also. I will say group. So here you will get an option to collapse or group the data, right? So this is what the use of this group and ungroup. If you want to ungroup, select those number of columns and you can click on ungroup. Okay, what I will do, I will select number of rows and I will say ungroup. It will ungroup all. After that, very important, I should talk on this get data, get and transform data and queries and connections. So this is a very important topic. Most of the Excel users don't know what is this. So here you are able to connect using this get data options. You are able to connect to the various data sources. I can say you can connect to the Excel workbook, you can connect to the CSV and Excel text file, XML file, JSON file, or from any folder you can import the data. If you want to make a connection with SQL Server database, Microsoft Access database, analysis service, and like this, you can add more add-ins also. Yes, definitely you can add more add-ins also to connect with more sources. Then from table, if you have a data in current your worksheet, then you can use from table or range. Then if you want to fetch the data from any of the website, any of the URL, you can use from a web option. Then Microsoft Query, OD data, ODBC. Like this, we have many options to connect with the data, right? So these are the other options. If you want to confirm existing connections, is there any? So as of now there is no connection, so it is showing there is no connection, but you can view all your connections. Let's say you have connected to the Google Cloud or AWS Cloud, you to the MySQL server, MS server, MS SQL server, or MySQL database. So these kinds of other or Oracle database. So if you have made the connections, you can view existing connections from here. Okay, these are your here you can see that what are the recent sources you have used in past. So I used ODBC, then Adventure, this Excel files I used. That's why it is showing me what was my recent connections. Then if you want to refresh all your pivot tables, all your connections, you can refresh, click on refresh all. If you want to refresh that specific table or your table, you can use refresh button from here also. So queries and connection will shows how many queries are loaded, means how many different sources, data is fetched from how many sources. So here you can use that those many queries. Okay, so let's what do we will use our this data, and we will load this data into Excel. So yeah, okay. So what you can do, you can go and you can select your table. I will say from table and range, it automatically pick the range. I will say okay, this will load my data into queries and connections. So I don't I wanted to show you what is this. So the moment this opens, if your data is cleaned, you don't have to do anything. You have to say load and close and load. So this is how it will load the data. Okay, and here you can say that first connection is your table one. So we can change this details definitely. So what you can do, you can go to the data tab, and here in properties there is something called table. So you can change the name. I will say sales data. Okay, this is what. Then refresh after, if you want to refresh automatically after some time, it is able to refresh that data. Refresh the data when opening the files. Whenever you open this file, it should remove the data from external source before saving the workbook. So these are the options are there. You can select refresh this connection on, refresh all. Definitely, if you don't want to refresh, you can say untick this. And if you want to enable fast loading, yes, you can add enable fast loading also. So like this, we have options. If you want to make the connection with OLED BigQuery, so you can pass connection string here, and this is how it is going to work. And where the this query is used, it will show you. I will say yes, usage, and I don't want to. I wanted to change only sales data. So table one is now changed to sales data. I will say yes. Okay. So this is how we can change the properties. And here in this Power Query Editor, okay, we have already loaded the data. So I will, in short, give you the brief introduction of this. What is Power Query Editor? The Power Query Editor is a special tool added in Excel, okay, to perform or to transform the data, raw data, into a clean data, or to perform some kind of operations very easily. So it is a tool. Basically, it is a tool to transform the data. And here you have many options to perform. Okay. Then in the transform tab, again, you will find some more options. Then if you want to add new column to this, so yes, you are able to add new column here. You can go here and you can say conditional column, custom column. So like this, from example, if you want to pick, you can pick. Okay, it depends how you want to perform. Then I will say close and load. After performing the operations, again data will be come and sit in Excel sheet, and you can use this data for analysis purpose. For analysis purpose. Okay, so it is very important to know Power Query Editor also. Yes, that will definitely save your day-to-day day-to-day working time. You do not need to perform the same operation again and again on daily basis. Once you create a model and load the data, definitely it will be helpful for you. So this is what all about a data tab from Excel. So I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day.